On that rain-soaked night, I returned home earlier than usual. The moment the key turned in the lock, I was met with sounds emanating from the bedroom. The muffled moans of a woman intertwined with the heavy breaths of a man. My hand froze in midair as Yu Qingwen had informed me that she would be working late and would not return for dinner. Yet, it was unmistakably clear that there were two individuals in the bedroom. With utmost caution, I nudged the door open, revealing a disheveled living room. A pair of women's high heels lay haphazardly discarded at the entrance, while a man's leather shoes reclined awkwardly beside the sofa. Upon the coffee table rested two wine glasses, remnants of a deep crimson liquid lingering within. The bedroom door stood ajar, and the voices within grew increasingly distinct. "Qingwen, you surpass him by far." This voice was all too familiar to me. Zhang Weiming, my brother since childhood, my colleague, my most trusted friend. Enough about him. Let us truly relish this moment. Su Qingwen's voice was alluring in a way that felt foreign to me. I had never heard her speak to me with such a tone. In our 3 years of marriage, she had always maintained a businesslike demeanor towards me, cold, distant, as if fulfilling a certain obligation. Yet now, in the embrace of another man, her voice dripped with sweetness akin to honey. I pushed the bedroom door open. The two individuals on the bed froze instantly. Su Qingwen let out a scream, hurriedly covering her body with the blanket. Zhang Weiming turned over and sat up, his face a canvas of embarrassment and guilt. "Jiqiang, allow me to explain." "Explain what?" My voice was unexpectedly calm, even to my own surprise. Ordinarily, I should have been raging, should have gone mad, should have brandished a knife. Yet I merely stood there, coldly observing them. "Jiqiang, we didn't do anything," Su Qingwen interjected, her voice sharp as nails scraping against glass. I chuckled, laughter nearly bringing tears to my eyes. "Did you do nothing? Then why are you both naked on my bed discussing work?" Su Qingwen's face turned a deep crimson. Zhang Weiming jumped off the bed, frantically dressing himself. "Jiqiang, brother, this matter." "Brother?" I echoed, each syllable laced with frost. "Zhang Weiming, we have known each other for 20 years. Do you truly believe I would still call you brother?" He was momentarily taken aback, his shirt slipping from his grasp to the floor. I turned my gaze towards Su Qingwen, the woman I had loved for 5 years and married for 3. She huddled beneath the blanket, her eyes evasive, unable to meet my stare. "Su Qingwen, I ask you, how many times has this happened?" "What do you mean, how many times?" "I told you we did nothing." She continued to defend herself. Approaching the vanity, I opened the top drawer. Inside lay a box of condoms, half of which had already been used. I held it up, shaking it in her direction. "Is this also a work-related item?" Su Qingwen's face drained of color. Zhang Weiming had finished dressing and was preparing to make a hasty exit. "Stop," I called out to him. "Zhang Weiming, are you truly going to leave like this?" "Jiqiang, we are nothing now." I gazed at this childhood friend with whom I had shared so much, attending school together, fighting side by side, enduring the teacher's punishments. As college roommates, I had even recommended him for a position in our company post-graduation. I had considered him a brother, yet he lay with my wife in my own bed. "You may continue. I am leaving." I turned to walk out. "Jiqiang." Su Qingwen leaped from the bed, bare, and grasped my arm. I shook off her hand. "Do not touch me, you are tainted." The words struck her like a slap to the face. She stood there, momentarily stunned, her eyes welling with tears. "Fang Jiqiang, what right do you have to say that to me? Besides work, what else do you know? You toil endlessly for money. When have you ever cared about me? When have you ever accompanied me? Weiming at least knows how to make me happy, buys me gifts, takes me to the movies. What can you offer me besides money?" I halted, turning back to face her. This woman standing naked before me, accusing me. The woman to whom I sent monthly allowances, bought luxury handbags, indulged in extravagant living. The woman I had believed to be my wife. "Su Qingwen, you are correct. I truly cannot offer you anything beyond money. However, starting today, even that will cease." Without looking back, I exited the house. The rain continued to fall, chilling my face to the bone. I stood at the entrance of the community, uncertain of where to go. This place, which I had called home for 3 years, had suddenly become unfamiliar. The abode I had thought was a sanctuary was merely my solitary refuge. My phone rang. It was Zhang Weiming. I declined the call. It rang again, him once more. I powered off my phone. Raindrops dripped from my hair into my eyes, salty like tears. Yet I did not cry. I simply felt exhausted, utterly drained. so weary that I wished to lie on the ground and never rise again. But I could not. There was much to be done. I needed them to understand the price of betrayal. Chapter 2. I spent a night in a nearby hotel. Not a wink of sleep graced me, my mind plagued by the images I had just witnessed. At dawn, I did not head directly to the office. Instead, I visited a private detective agency. Mr. Fong, I understand your situation. The detective was a middle-aged man named Lee, exuding professionalism. We possess extensive experience in investigating extramarital affairs. However, I must caution you that some truths may be more brutal than you anticipate. I desire the entire truth. I pushed my bank card towards him. No matter how harsh, I needed to know. Detective Lee nodded, accepting the card. Give me a week. Exiting the detective agency, I proceeded to the office. Zhang Weiming was already there. Upon seeing me enter, he immediately stood up. Jiqiang, about last night. During work hours, address me as Manager Fong. I settled into my chair, booting up my computer. Manager Fong, can we talk? He approached, his voice barely above a whisper. What is there to discuss? Project progress? I continued to stare at the screen without looking up. Jiqiang, please don't act this way. We are brothers. I have stated during work hours, call me Manager Fong. Also, kindly keep your distance. I fear I might catch something. Colleagues around us began to take note of the unusual tension between us. Zhang Weiming's face flushed crimson as he awkwardly returned to his desk. At noon, during lunch, he approached me again. Jiqiang, I understand you are upset. But what? But you couldn't help yourself? I halted, locking eyes with him. Zhang Weiming, I ask you, how long has this been going on? How long? Stop pretending. How long have you and Su Qingwen been involved? He lowered his head, unable to meet my gaze. Over a year. Over a year. In other words, they had begun their affair during the 2 years of my marriage. And I, like a fool, had treated him as a brother, frequently inviting him over for dinner, allowing Su Qingwen to prepare his favorite dishes. Those gatherings had merely served to create opportunities for them. Fong Jiqiang, please listen to me. What more do you wish to say? That you are in love? I scoffed. You claim to be in love, so I should facilitate your desires? No, it's not like that, Qingwen and I. Your relationship is of no concern to me. I fixed my gaze upon his eyes. But you have betrayed me, and I shall remember this. Jiqiang, and do not call me Jiqiang, we are not close. After work that evening, I did not return home. Su Qingwen called me over a dozen times, each one unanswered. Finally, she sent a text. Jiqiang, let us talk. This matter isn't as serious as you think. Not as serious as I think? My wife is cheating with my brother. How could that not be serious? What would you consider serious? I replied with 8 words. There's nothing to discuss. Prepare for divorce. She promptly called, but I hung up. The calls continued, but I simply blocked her number. The next morning, Su Qingwen awaited me downstairs at the office. She had applied exquisite makeup and wore the Chanel coat I had purchased for her, looking pitifully delicate. Jiqiang, why didn't you answer my calls? We are married. What can't we discuss properly? Colleagues passing by were observing us. I had no desire to make our troubles public at the office entrance. Follow me. I led her to a nearby cafe. Speak. What do you wish to discuss? Jiqiang, what happened yesterday was an accident. Su Qingwen grasped my hand. Weiming had too much to drink, and so did I. We were both not in our right minds. It was a moment of confusion. Please don't take it seriously. I withdrew my hand. A moment of confusion? Over a year's worth of confusion? She faltered. How do you know? Do you think me foolish? Ich geiste her. Su Qingwen. We have been married for 3 years. Yet you have been unfaithful for over a year. This implies that our genuine married life has lasted less than 2 years. And during this brief period, you have never truly loved me. She wished to retort, but her lips parted, and no words emerged. For I spoke the truth. Our marriage was flawed from the outset. During our university days, she pursued me, and I believed she held affection for me. After graduation, when she expressed her desire to marry, I assumed it was love. But now I comprehend. She merely sought a man who could provide her with a stable life, a man with a steady job, a commendable income, and one who is compliant and easily controlled. Zhang Weiming offered her passion and romance, qualities beyond my reach. Jiqiang, I acknowledge my mistakes. But we can start anew. I will change. I will sever ties with Weiming. We can live happily, as if nothing ever transpired. I laughed. As if nothing happened? What does she think I am? A mere receptacle for her whims, to be discarded and utilized at her convenience? Su Qingwen, do you truly believe that is feasible? Each night, as I lay in bed, I ponder what you and he did on that very mattress. Every time I see you, I am reminded of that fateful night. Do you think I can resume a normal life with you? Her complexion grew progressively pale. Then what do you propose? Divorce. I stated it with a nonchalance akin to discussing what to have for dinner. We shall sell the house and divide the proceeds equally. Everything else shall be split too. From this moment forth, we shall have no further ties.
Su Qingwen abruptly stood.
Fong Jiqiang, do not overstep your bounds. It is true that you purchased the house, but I have contributed over these 3 years. I have cooked, cleaned, and managed the household. Are these efforts not valuable? Furthermore, do you believe that without me, you can find someone better? Look at yourself. What do you possess aside from your ability to earn? Dullness? Tastelessness? Lack of emotion? What woman would be drawn to you? Her words pierced my heart like daggers. Yet I did not counter her claims, for she spoke the truth. I am indeed dull, tasteless, and devoid of emotion. That is precisely why she strayed. That is why my brother betrayed me. That is why I exist as a mere jest. You are correct. I rose to my feet. It is precisely because of my nature that you ought to rejoice. Leaving me is your liberation. You may seek out those intriguing men, such as Zhang Weiming. He will soon be leaving his position, and you two can be together openly. Having uttered these words, I turned to depart. Jiqiang, she called after me. I did not look back. I understood what she wished to convey. Merely threats, pleas, or continued humiliation. But it was all futile. My heart had already perished. For her, for this marriage, for the so-called love. All was dead. Chapter 3. 3 days later, Detective Lee called me. Mr. Fong, the investigation results have come in. However, the situation is rather complicated, and I advise you to visit our office. I set aside my work and proceeded directly to the detective agency.
Detective Lee handed me a thick envelope.
Mr. Fong, are you mentally prepared? I nodded and opened the envelope. Inside lay a substantial collection of photographs and documents. The first photograph rendered me speechless. It depicted Su Qingwen and Zhang Weiming at the entrance of a hotel, timestamped a year and a half ago. This indicated that their relationship commenced even earlier than Zhang Weiming had confessed. I continued to peruse the contents. Various photographs captured from different angles, in diverse locations, at different times, hotels, restaurants, cinemas, parks. They engaged in typical couple activities, dining, watching films, while I remained at home, awaiting her return from work to prepare her supper. Mr. Fong, based on our findings, your wife and Mr. Zhang have indeed maintained a relationship for approximately a year and a half. Detective Lee pointed to the photographs. Moreover, judging by the frequency, they meet more than 3 times a week, occasionally during weekday lunches, and at times in the evenings. Your wife frequently used overtime as an excuse to rendezvous with him, more than 3 times a week. This means she has dedicated more time to him than to me. I continued to sift through the photographs until I stumbled upon one that ignited my fury. It was taken the day after our wedding anniversary. I recalled working late that day while Su Qingwen claimed she was attending a gathering with her friends. Yet in the photograph, she and Zhang Weiming were embracing and kissing in our favored restaurant. She wore the necklace I had gifted her and the dress I had purchased, utilizing my resources to date another man. But that was not the most egregious aspect. Detective Lee turned to another page. Look at this. It was a hotel check-in record. From a year and a half ago, nearly every month had a corresponding entry. The charges were all paid via Su Qingwen's credit card. That credit card was a supplementary card on my account. Thus, she had used my funds to book rooms with another man. My hands began to tremble, not from rage, but from a profound tranquility born of extreme anger. Was there anything more outrageous? My voice remained eerily calm.
Detectiva Lee agitata.
There is one more thing that may be quite impactful for you. Speak. According to our surveillance, your wife and Mr. Zhang are currently in the process of house hunting. To be precise, they are searching for a marital residence. I was taken aback. What does this mean? They intend to marry and are preparing a new home. Detective Lee presented me with another document. This contained records of their property searches and chat logs with the realtor. Your wife informed the realtor that she would soon be divorcing and required a marital home. I scrutinized the chat logs. Su Qingwen described her husband as a boring man who knows nothing beyond making money. She had long ceased to love me, waiting for the opportune moment to file for divorce. Now, having found her true love, she was ready to embark on a new life. The realtor even wished her happiness in finding love. And there was this. Detective Lee handed me another printed document. It was a WeChat chat history between Su Qingwen and her friend. I have had enough of Jiqiang. All he does is work and earn money, devoid of any charm. Wei Ming is different. He knows how to savor life and cherish a woman. I eagerly anticipate our meetings. Being with Jiqiang feels like a funeral. Once I secure the house and savings, I will confront Jiqiang. After all, he is so naive that he will undoubtedly agree to split the assets with me. Upon reaching this point, I comprehended the entirety of her scheme. She was not merely unfaithful. She was plotting. She aimed to seize our shared assets, then start anew with Zhang Weiming. And I was merely a tool in her grand design, a means to an end, a transitional instrument. Once she had drained my worth, she would discard me. Mr. Fong, are you all right? Detective Lee inquired with concern. I shook my head. I am fine, exceedingly well. I organized all the materials and returned them to the envelope. Mr. Lee, can these documents serve as evidence in court? Indeed, we have a professional notarization process. Then I would appreciate your assistance in that matter. I rose to my feet. Moreover, I have another request. Please go on. Please investigate Zhang Weiming's background, including his financial situation, personal debts, and any issues at work. I want all the dirt on him.
Detectiva Linudda.
Understood. It will take approximately a week. Upon exiting the detective agency, I did not return directly to the company. Instead, I proceeded to the law firm. Mr. Fong, based on the evidence you provided, you possess an undeniable advantage in this divorce case, the lawyer remarked after reviewing the documents. However, I advise you against rushing to confront her. It would be prudent to first ensure the protection of your assets to prevent the other party from transferring them before formally initiating litigation. I nodded in agreement. Please assist me with this. I intend for her to leave with nothing. The lawyer paused momentarily. Mr. Fong, according to marital law, even in cases of infidelity, the division of assets is typically not drastically unequal. I interrupted him, stating, she has utilized our joint funds to engage in extramarital affairs. Is that not misappropriation of marital property? Furthermore, she is already planning to transfer assets, and I have evidence to prove it. The lawyer reviewed the materials again. In that case, we can indeed strive for greater entitlements. I will help you devise a detailed strategy. By the time I returned to the company, it was already afternoon. Upon seeing me, Zhang Weiming immediately approached. Jiqiang, where have you been? I searched for you all morning. Personal matters, I replied, taking a seat to continue my work. Jiqiang, regarding Qingwen, I reiterated personal matters. I did not lift my gaze. Additionally, you will be responsible for next week's project presentation. What? Wasn't it agreed that you would handle it? Plans have changed, I stated, looking at him. Your recent performance has been subpar. This will serve as a fitting opportunity for you to improve. Zhang Weiming's expression darkened. The project presentation is a burdensome task, requiring extensive preparation and the assumption of responsibility. Should any issues arise, the blame would fall squarely on him. Jiqiang, are you doing this on purpose? He whispered, his voice low. I ceased typing and met his gaze. Zhang Weiming, are you questioning my work assignments? No, I merely feel. Feel what? That we are brothers, and I should therefore look after you? I rose slightly, my voice rising. Colleagues around us turned their attention to the commotion. Zhang Weiming, let me reiterate, within the company, I am your direct superior. You are to execute orders without the luxury of negotiation. If you have grievances, you may voice them to higher management. Zhang Weiming's face flushed crimson. He appeared as though he wished to say something but ultimately nodded. I understand, Manager Fong. Observing his frustrated demeanor, I felt a surge of vindication. This is merely the beginning. I intend to make them aware of the consequences of betraying me. It is not solely the loss of my friendship they will face but far more. Chapter 4. Over the weekend, I did not return home. Su Qingwen had inundated me with countless messages, ranging from apologies to pleas and threats. I did not respond to a single one. In the hotel, I meticulously organized the information I had gathered in recent days. The detective's investigation report, the lawyer's litigation plan, and various insights I had acquired. Su Qingwen remained oblivious to the fact that my knowledge of her and Zhang Weiming's affairs far surpassed their expectations. For instance, Zhang Weiming actually has a girlfriend who works out of town. They have been in a relationship for 3 years, and her family is pressuring her to marry. Zhang Weiming has been procrastinating, claiming he is too busy with work to consider such matters, when in reality, it is because of Su Qingwen. He has been juggling both relationships, indulging in Su Qingwen's intimacy while maintaining his connection with his girlfriend. A quintessential example of a cad. Moreover, Zhang Weiming has recently incurred significant losses in the stock market. He has been secretly cashing out his credit card to invest in stocks, leading to substantial debt. His monthly salary is insufficient to cover his credit card bills. He has been frequently soliciting money from Su Qingwen under the pretense of investment projects, unaware that the funds she provides are merely filling the void left by his stock market follies. Additionally, Zhang Weiming's reputation within the company is quite poor. He often shirks responsibility, shifting blame onto others when issues arise. On several occasions, I have had to resolve problems stemming from his projects. While colleagues may outwardly treat him with courtesy, they harbor disdain for him behind closed doors. This information has been meticulously compiled through my observations over the years. Previously, I considered him a brother and chose to tolerate his shortcomings. Now, this knowledge has transformed into my arsenal. My phone rang, revealing a call from Su Qingwen. After a moment's hesitation, I answered. "Jiqiang, you finally answered." Her voice trembled with emotion. "Where have you been these past few days? I was so worried about you." "Worried about me?" I scoffed. "Worried that if I were dead, you would be deprived of my assets." "Jiqiang, how could you say that? I genuinely care about you. I have been reflecting during these days. I realize my mistakes. I am willing to change. Can we start anew?" Her acting remains impressive. If I had not seen those chat records, I might have been swayed. "Su Qingwen, do you truly believe there is a possibility for us?" "Of course. We are married. What hurdle cannot be overcome? I have already clarified things with Weiming. We will not meet again. I will delete his contact information, change jobs, relocate, whatever you require. Just forgive me." Her words dripped with sincerity, and had I not witnessed the evidence with my own eyes, I might have been moved. But now I merely felt revulsion. "Very well, I will grant you an opportunity." I deliberately softened my tone. "Really? Jiqiang, I knew you loved me the most. However, I have one condition." "What condition?" "Just tell me. I will comply. You must show me all your chat records with Zhang Weiming from the past year." The other end fell silent. "Additionally, I want to see your hotel stay records, date photos, everything. If you genuinely wish to start anew, there should be no secrets." "Jiqiang, this... What? Is it impossible?" "It is not that it is impossible. I simply believe it is unnecessary." "Then there is nothing more to discuss. I shall hang up." "Wait," she hurriedly called after me. "I can show you, but you must promise not to be angry." "I am not angry." My voice was as calm as still waters. "I merely seek the truth." "Fine, I will return home tonight, and we can discuss it thoroughly." After hanging up, I scoffed. Su Qingwen believes she can still manipulate my emotions. She is unaware that I have completely lost faith in her. Tonight, she will present me with a carefully curated selection of chat records, omitting the most incriminating ones while retaining those that appear innocuous. She will then sob, proclaiming that she was bewitched by Zhang Weiming and has only just realized her errors, a textbook case of a manipulative act. Regrettably for her, I have already seen the complete version. At 8 in the evening, I returned home. Su Qingwen had prepared a feast for me, consisting of all my favorite dishes, the aroma enticing. She wore casual attire and light makeup, exuding an air of gentleness and grace. Had it been in the past, I might have been touched by such warmth. Now all I desired was to conclude this charade swiftly. "Jiqiang, you are back." She approached, attempting to embrace me. I sidestepped her. "Where are the documents?" Her smile faltered. "Let us eat first. The food will grow cold." "I am not hungry." "Where are the documents?" I seated myself on the sofa directly. Su Qingwen bit her lip, retrieving her phone from her bag. "Jiqiang, allow me to clarify. These chat records may evoke discomfort within you. Hand it over." I extended my hand. She hesitantly passed me her phone, her voice trembling. "Please don't react too strongly." Many of those words were said in anger. I took the phone and began to peruse the chat history. Indeed, it was meticulously edited. All the malicious remarks had been excised, leaving only the contradictory sentiments of guilt, such as my apologies to Jiqiang. It appeared she was genuinely tormented by her infidelity, burdened by her betrayal towards me. "Is this all?" I returned the phone to her. "Yes, that is all." She anxiously scrutinized my expression. "Jiqiang, look. Although I have erred, you have always occupied a place in my heart." "Su Qingwen." I interrupted her. Do you think me easily deceived? She was taken aback. What do you mean? I retrieved my phone and displayed the screenshots of the chat records sent by Detective Lee. Take a look at this. The moment she glimpsed the screenshots, her face drained of color. It was the complete chat history between her and her confidant, including her remark that being with me daily felt akin to visiting a grave. Ji-chang, where did this come from? It doesn't matter. I pocketed my phone. What matters is that you continue to deceive me even now. I afforded you an opportunity for honesty, and you chose to persist in your deceit. Ji-chang, I can explain. No need for explanations. I stood up. Su Qingwen, let us divorce. Tomorrow I shall consult a lawyer to draft the agreement. I will take the house, the car, and the savings. You shall leave with nothing. Her eyes widened in disbelief. Ji-chang, have you lost your mind? On what grounds do I leave with nothing? On the grounds of your infidelity and your use of our joint assets to book a hotel with another. I produced the hotel records. These are all evidence sufficient to ensure your defeat in court. Su Qingwen gazed at the records, her body beginning to tremble. Ji-chang, we are bound by marriage. You cannot treat me this way. Bound by marriage? I scoffed. Do spouses betray one another? Do spouses deceive one another? Su Qingwen, you have long ceased to regard me as your husband, and now you wish to invoke our marriage? Suddenly, she lunged forward, grasping my legs. Ji-chang, I was wrong. I truly was. I implore you for another chance. I will certainly change. I will sever all ties with Wei Ming. I shall never see him again. Observing her tear-streaked visage, I felt not a flicker of emotion. What weight did such tears carry, considering how many times she had shed them for Zhang Weiming? Su Qingwen, do you understand what too late signifies? I crouched down, gazing into her eyes. It means it is far too late. You have missed your opportunity for honesty, missed your chance to apologize. Now you do not even have the luxury of pleading. I rose, brushing off the dust from my trousers. Contemplate your options carefully. A divorce agreement or a courtroom confrontation. I grant you 3 days. With that, I turned and exited. Fang Jiqiang. She shrieked behind me, her voice laced with hysteria. You heartless man. I have devoted 3 years of my youth to you, and you repay me thus? You will regret this. You will undoubtedly regret this. Without a backward glance, I left the house. Regret? The only regret I harbor is not having recognized her true nature sooner. Chapter 5. On Monday at work, my spirits were unexpectedly high. My colleagues could sense the transformation in my demeanor, inquiring if I had encountered any joyful news. I merely smiled, offering no explanation. Zhang Weiming appeared burdened with concerns, stealing furtive glances in my direction. Presumably, Su Qingwen had already informed him of the impending divorce. At 10 in the morning, Zhang Weiming approached my desk. Jiqiang, can we step outside to talk? During work hours, if you have something to say, it must be conveyed here. I did not lift my gaze. This is not particularly convenient. He surveyed our colleagues. Then there is nothing more to discuss. I continued typing. Jiqiang. He grew agitated, raising his voice. Everyone in the office turned to look. What is it, Zhang Weiming? I raised my head, feigning innocence. Is there something you wish to discuss? He appeared poised to speak, yet hesitated under the scrutiny of so many eyes, swallowing his words. Nothing. Then return to your work. I lowered my gaze once more. By the way, the project report you were preparing is due tomorrow. How is it coming along? Zhang Weiming's face paled instantly. He had been preoccupied with matters concerning Su Qingwen, utterly neglecting his work. I am still organizing it. Oh well, you must hurry. I glanced at the clock. There are 24 hours left. That should suffice. Zhang Weiming gritted his teeth and returned to his position. I knew he harbored resentment towards me, yet he dared not express it. In the office, I was his direct superior. Moreover, he felt guilty, reluctant to escalate the situation. During lunch, Zhang Weiming approached me once more. Jiqiang, I beg you. Let us find a place to talk. His voice was laced with desperation. I regarded him and nodded. Very well. Let us go to the conference room. The conference room was empty save for the two of us. Zhang Weiming closed the door and turned to face me. Jiqiang, Qingwen has informed me of everything. Informed you of what? Of the divorce. He inhaled deeply. I know you harbor animosity towards me, but please, do not make things difficult for Qingwen. She is innocent. It is all my fault. I nearly laughed aloud. Now you wish to protect Su Qingwen? Zhang Weiming, do you believe yourself to be some gallant knight? I am not. I merely do not wish to see Qingwen suffer harm. Then why did you not consider the damage to her family when you chose to cheat? I met his gaze. Or do you believe I am unworthy of such consideration? He faltered, his mouth agape, struggling to find words. Let me make this clear. My affair with Su Qingwen is none of your concern. I rose to my feet. You should be more worried about your own predicament. My own? Yes, your own. I stared at him, devoid of any emotion. Zhang Weiming, do you think betraying me comes without consequences? His expression shifted. Jiqiang, what do you intend to do? You will soon find out. I patted his shoulder. Oh, and do not forget about tomorrow's report. If you botch it, this quarter's performance will be jeopardized. With that, I pushed the door open and exited, leaving Zhang Weiming alone in the conference room. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I received a call from my lawyer. Mr. Fong, the asset protection measures have been implemented. All accounts under your wife's name have been frozen. Additionally, the property deed has been registered as collateral. She cannot handle it independently. This is a precautionary measure against Su Qingwen attempting to transfer assets. While somewhat aggressive, it is highly effective. She should have received notification by now. The lawyer continued. I suspect she will contact you soon. Indeed, within half an hour, Su Qingwen called. Fong Jiqiang, what on earth are you trying to accomplish? Her voice was frantic. Why have you frozen my accounts? Why can I not withdraw my funds? Because half of that money belongs to me. I replied coolly. Before the divorce agreement is signed, you have no right to manage the marital assets. Are you out of your mind? How am I supposed to live? That is none of my concern. Fong Jiqiang, you are being utterly unreasonable. Unreasonable? I scoffed. Su Qingwen, did you not feel it was excessive when you spent my money on trysts with someone else? Did you not consider it excessive when you planned to take half of my assets to marry another? The line fell silent. I had no plans to marry anyone. Did you not? What about that apartment in Haizhu district that you and Zhang Weiming have your eyes on? She was left utterly speechless. Su Qingwen, I have given you a 3-day deadline. 2 days remain. Consider your response carefully. I hung up the phone. Almost immediately, it rang again. This time it was Zhang Weiming. Jiqiang, listen to me. I hung up without hesitation. He called again, but I dismissed it once more. Eventually, I turned off my phone. The next morning, Zhang Weiming was indeed unprepared for the project report. Zhang Weiming, where are the materials? I inquired as I entered the conference room. I'm sorry, Manager Fong. I was unwell last night. Unwell? Does that mean you do not have to work? I glanced at the other colleagues present. Colleagues, do you believe that feeling unwell is a valid excuse for not completing your work? Everyone shook their heads in agreement. In such circumstances, no one dared to defend Zhang Weiming. Zhang Weiming, as a pivotal member of the project team, you failed to deliver the report on time. This will impact the entire project's timeline. I am formally issuing you a warning. Any further incidents will result in disciplinary action. Zhang Weiming's face turned crimson. Yet he dared not retort, for I spoke nothing but the truth. He indeed had not fulfilled his duties. After the meeting, Zhang Weiming caught up with me. Jiqiang, you did this on purpose, didn't you? Purposefully what? Purposefully targeting me. Because of Qingwen. I halted and regarded him. Zhang Weiming, do you suffer from paranoia? What do you mean I am targeting you? The report materials were scheduled a week in advance. This is standard work protocol. You failed to deliver, and I issued you a warning, which is a normal management procedure. Where is the issue? He attempted to counter but found no grounds, for I was entirely justified procedurally. Furthermore, refrain from discussing personal matters in the workplace, I continued. This is a professional environment, not a venue for idle chatter. Should this happen again, I will consider reassignment of your position. With that, I turned to leave. Zhang Weiming stood rooted to the spot, his fists clenched tightly. Yet he did not dare to explode, for he was guilty, for he was in the wrong. More so, he was now a fish on the chopping block, subject to my whims. In the afternoon, Su Qingwen called me again. Jiqiang, let us meet. Her voice sounded weary. I have come to a decision. We will proceed with a divorce. Very well. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the law firm. No, Jiqiang. What I mean is, what do you mean? I agree to the divorce, but the asset division 50-50. I interrupted her. Su Qingwen, you have no room for negotiation. Accept it or we shall meet in court. But there are no buts. I hung up the phone. 10 minutes later, Zhang Weiming stormed to my desk. Fong Jiqiang, you cannot treat Qingwen this way. The office fell silent instantly, all eyes upon us. I slowly raised my head to meet his gaze. Zhang Weiming, I warned you not to discuss personal matters at work. I do not care about your personal matters. You are merely retaliating against me. His voice rose, loud enough for the entire floor to hear. You are abusing your power to take revenge on me, and you want Qingwen to walk away empty-handed. Is this how you find amusement? The murmurs among the office staff began. Though they were unaware of the specifics, they had surmised the general situation. I stood, my voice calm. Zhang Weiming, your loud outburst in the workplace disrupts your colleagues. You are now suspended. What? Pack your belongings and leave the company immediately, pending further notice from Human Resources. Zhang Weiming froze, taken aback by my decisive action. Fang Jiqiang, you cannot do this. I can, for I am your direct superior. I fixed my gaze upon him. Furthermore, your recent behavior constitutes a serious breach of conduct. Security, I called out to the entrance. 2 security guards entered. Please escort this gentleman out. Zhang Weiming looked at me, his eyes filled with fury and resentment. Yet ultimately, he could only leave the company, humiliated under the watchful eyes of his colleagues. Watching his retreating figure, I felt no remorse. This is the price of betrayal. And this is merely the beginning. Chapter 6. The news of Zhang Weiming's suspension quickly spread throughout the company. Colleagues whispered amongst themselves, yet none dared to confront me directly. After all, everyone knew of the long-standing friendship between Zhang Weiming and myself. To make such a drastic decision against him surely indicated some grave circumstance. In the afternoon, the department manager sought me out for a conversation. Jiqiang, don't you think your actions regarding Weiming have gone too far? Manager Wang is a kind-hearted man, always looking out for us. After all, you two are old friends. Wouldn't it be better to sit down and discuss your differences? Manager Wang, this is not a personal conflict. I presented him with Zhang Weiming's recent work records. Here are his performance metrics from the last 3 months. Please take a look. Manager Wang accepted the documents and perused them carefully. Zhang Weiming's performance over the last 3 months has indeed been subpar, marked by frequent errors and low efficiency, especially in the last month. He has been tardy and left early nearly every day. Moreover, this project report is a critical task for the entire department. His failure to complete it for personal reasons has delayed the entire project's timeline. His loud outbursts in the workplace disrupted office order. According to company policy, a suspension is not unwarranted. After reviewing the materials, Manager Wang fell silent for a moment. Jiqiang, you are right, I was overthinking it. Your handling of this situation is justified. However, if he apologizes and acknowledges his mistakes, perhaps you could consider collaborating again. I nodded but had already made my decision in my heart. Zhang Weiming would not return. After work, I received a call from Su Qingwen. Jiqiang, Weiming informed me about the situation at the company. Her voice was filled with anger. Why did you have to suspend him? I did not suspend him. I merely placed him on leave. Is there a difference? Of course, a suspension is temporary, while termination is permanent. I replied coolly. However, should he continue to cause a scene, termination may not be out of the question. Fang Jiqiang, you are being utterly unreasonable. Unreasonable? I scoffed. Su Qingwen, do you remember that Zhang Weiming has a girlfriend? The line fell silent on the other end. What girlfriend? The one from out of town. The one he has been dating for 3 years, the one he was planning to marry. How do you know? I certainly know, for we are friends. My tone was light, as if discussing the weather. Oh, I forgot to mention, his girlfriend is coming here next month to look for a house. She plans to settle down here and then get married. Do you think I should tell her that her boyfriend has been keeping a mistress for over a year? Fang Jiqiang, do you dare? Why wouldn't I dare? Su Qingwen, don't you both believe in true love? Then why not be open about your relationship? Why the secrecy? I should be commended for helping you declare your relationship to the world. Su Qingwen remained silent on the phone for a considerable time. Jiqiang, what is it that you desire? What I want is quite simple. A divorce agreement with you leaving with nothing. Impossible. Then just wait and see. I prepared to hang up. Wait, she hastily called out to me. Jiqiang, don't you think you're being too ruthless? We've been married for 3 years. Even if there isn't love, there must be some feelings, right? You can't treat me like this and not feel any guilt. As I listened to her words, a wave of desolation washed over me. 3 years of marriage certainly fostered feelings, at least for me. I truly loved her, sacrificed for her, and even changed for her. But what about her? She took my love for granted and viewed my sacrifices as obligations. While she enjoyed the security I provided, she sought excitement with other men. She regarded me as an ATM, a backup, a tool she could discard at will. And now she speaks of feelings? Su Qingwen, do you understand the concept of irony? My voice was calm. It is the person who strays discussing feelings with the one betrayed. It is the betrayer addressing the betrayed about conscience. Has your conscience been devoured by dogs? Through the phone, I heard her sobbing. I know I have wronged you, but you can't retaliate against me like this. Retaliation? I chuckled. Su Qingwen, this is not retaliation. It is damage control. I merely wish to minimize my losses. You have already squandered 3 years of my youth and taken so much of my money. Now you wish to take half of my assets. Such a good deal does not exist. Fang Jiqiang, you've changed, she cried. You weren't like this before. You used to love me so much. You were so tolerant. The person you are now is so unfamiliar, so frightening. I have changed. I admit it. I was once too naive, too kind, and too easily exploited. Thus I was toyed with by you. Now I am awake. I will no longer be anyone's fool, including yours. After hanging up, I felt a wave of relief. The sensation of having completely severed ties was oddly exhilarating. No more pretense, no more endurance, no more consideration for others' feelings. I could say what I wished and do what I pleased. Turns out being the villain is so liberating. That evening, I was at the hotel organizing the divorce agreement for the next day. The lawyer had prepared all the documents, just awaiting Su Qingwen's signature. If she refused to sign, then it would be a matter for the court. My phone rang. It was an unfamiliar number. Hello? Is this Fang Jiqiang?
Iam Li Xiaoyu, Zhang Weiming's girlfriend.
I was taken aback. How did she get my number? Weiming gave me your number. He said he wanted to apologize through me. So that was it. Zhang Weiming has sent reinforcements. Miss Li, it's a pleasure to meet you. I replied politely. I would like to meet you. Is that possible? Regarding Weiming's matter. Certainly, when? Tomorrow evening at 7. At the Starbucks in the city center. All right. After hanging up, I smirked. Zhang Weiming thinks that sending his girlfriend to plead will soften my heart? He is sorely mistaken. When we meet tomorrow, I will not only take him down, but I will also ensure his complete disgrace. By then, Li Xiaoyu will discover the true nature of her boyfriend. The next afternoon at the law firm, Su Qingwen arrived on time, but she was not alone. Accompanying her was her friend and lawyer, Chun Hui. Mr. Fang, I am Su Qingwen's representative attorney. Chun Hui immediately began to challenge me. I have reviewed your divorce agreement, and the conditions are excessively harsh. My client cannot accept them. Then we shall meet in court. I did not rise, continuing to peruse the documents in hand. Mr. Fang, don't you think this is too heartless? Chun Hui sat down, attempting to reason with me. Although Qingwen has made mistakes, they are not deserving of such severe punishment. Your demand for her to leave empty-handed is legally untenable. Is it? I raised my head to glance at my lawyer. Lawyer Liu, please present the evidence to Attorney Chun. Lawyer Liu produced a pile of documents and handed them over. Chun Hui's expression grew increasingly grave as she reviewed the materials. Photos, chat records, hotel logs, financial transactions, each was irrefutable evidence. Particularly damning was the record of Su Qingwen using marital assets to rendezvous with Zhang Weiming. This indeed constitutes misappropriation of communal property under the law. Qingwen, how could you be so reckless? Chun Hui reproached Su Qingwen softly. Using shared assets for such purposes will leave you in a precarious position in court. Su Qingwen lowered her head, afraid to speak. She had never anticipated my thorough investigation. Attorney Chun, do you still consider my terms excessively harsh? I inquired. After a moment of silence, Chun Hui looked back at me. Mr. Fang, we can negotiate the specific division ratio. There is no room for negotiation. I interrupted her. Either you sign, or we meet in court. There is no third option. Ultimately, faced with the undeniable evidence, Su Qingwen capitulated. With tears in her eyes, she signed the divorce agreement. The house is mine, the car is mine, the savings are mine. She could only take her personal belongings. Fang Jiqiang, you are truly heartless. After signing, Su Qingwen cried to me. After all we've been through as a couple, can't you leave me some dignity? Dignity? I tucked away the agreement. Su Qingwen, dignity must be fought for on one's own. It is not something others can bestow. When you strayed, did you think about preserving my dignity? When you plotted to transfer assets, Did you consider my dignity? Now you speak of dignity. Do you not think it is too late? She cried even harder, yet my heart remained unmoved. Tears are the most inexpensive commodity in the world, especially when shed by a deceiver. Su Qingwen, from this day forth, we are no longer connected. I stood up. I hope you find happiness. With that, I turned and left the law firm without looking back. Outside, the sun shone brightly, and I felt an unprecedented sense of relief. 3 years of marriage had finally come to a close. Although the outcome was not what I had desired, at least I emerged victorious. I retained my assets and preserved my dignity. Now it was time to deal with Zhang Weiming. Chapter 7. At 7 in the evening in Starbucks, Li Xiaoyu had already arrived, seated at a windowside table. She appeared to be in her mid-20s, with a delicate appearance and modest attire, clearly an honest girl. I purchased a cup of coffee and sat down across from her. Miss Li, it is a pleasure to meet you. Mr. Fong, thank you for agreeing to meet with me. Her voice was somewhat tense. I heard Wei Ming mention that there are some misunderstandings between you two. Misunderstandings? I chuckled softly. Miss Li, how did Zhang Wei Ming describe the situation to you? He claimed that you had developed a conflict due to differences at work, and that you had wielded your authority to retaliate against him. He also mentioned that you were once good friends and hoped for reconciliation. I nodded. Zhang Wei Ming had indeed withheld the truth from her. Miss Li, how long have you been involved with Zhang Wei Ming? Over 3 years. A sweet expression graced her face. We were university classmates and have been in a romantic relationship since graduation. We are planning to marry this year. Oh, congratulations to both of you. My demeanor remained composed. Are you aware of what Zhang Wei Ming has been doing for the past year? Working, of course. He is employed at your company. And beyond work?
Li Xiaoyu pausa momentarily.
What else could there be? He is extremely busy every day. He hardly calls me. He claims the pressure at work is overwhelming and that he has no time for romance. I retrieved several photographs from my bag and slid them across the table toward her. Take a look at these. Li Xiaoyu lowered her gaze to the photos, her complexion turning ashen. In the images, Zhang Wei Ming and Su Qingwen dined intimately in a restaurant, embraced and kissed in a cinema, and held hands entering a hotel. Each photograph bore a timestamp, unmistakably clear. What does this mean? Her voice trembled with disbelief. When were these photos taken? The earliest was 1.5 years ago. The most recent was just last week. My tone remained calm, as if stating a fact. The woman in the photographs is my ex-wife. Ex-wife? Yes. We finalized our divorce just yesterday. It was due to her infidelity, and the person she cheated with was Zhang Wei Ming. Li Xiaoyu's hand trembled as she clutched the photographs. This is impossible, it can't be true. Wei Ming would never do such a thing. He loves me. Miss Li, I understand your feelings. I took out my phone and presented more evidence. But facts are facts. These are their chat records. This is the hotel registry, and here are the shopping receipts. Over the past 1.5 years, they met more than 3 times a week. And you were merely his facade while he was away. Li Xiaoyu gazed upon the evidence, tears cascading down her cheeks. Why did you tell me this? Because Zhang Wei Ming asked you to plead on his behalf. I tucked my phone away. I believe you have the right to know the truth. While he was professing his desire to marry you, he was simultaneously maintaining a mistress. Do you think a man like that is worth your advocacy? Li Xiaoyu covered her face and began to weep uncontrollably. I observed her quietly, devoid of any sympathy. This is reality, harsh yet genuine. It is far better than remaining in ignorance. Miss Li, let me share one more detail. I waited until her sobbing subsided before speaking. Zhang Wei Ming has recently suffered significant losses in the stock market and is buried in debt. He has been soliciting money from my ex-wife, claiming it was for investment projects. But in truth, it was all to cover his debts. The money you provided him has also been funneled into his stock trading. Li Xiaoyu lifted her head. Her eyes reddened. What money? You haven't given him any? No, he has never asked me for money. That is rather peculiar. I feigned confusion. How then is he managing his debts? Li Xiaoyu pondered for a moment, her expression suddenly shifting. My credit card. What? Last month, he said he wanted to buy a gift for me and asked to borrow my credit card. He claimed he wanted to surprise me and couldn't let me know what he was purchasing. I lent him the card. And then, he said the gift was still being customized, and I should wait a little longer. In retrospect, he never bought me anything. Li Xiaoyu stood up, her anger boiling over. That fraud. Not only did he cheat, but he also deceived me out of my money. I nodded in agreement. The schemes of scoundrels are rather similar, preying on kind-hearted girls. Miss Lee, what do you intend to do now? I will confront him. I will demand answers face to face. I suggest you first check your credit card statement to ascertain how much he has truly spent. Then decide how to proceed. Li Xiaoyu pulled out her phone and immediately checked her credit card statement. Upon viewing the transaction history, her face paled further. 80,000, he charged 80,000. Moreover, all the expenditures were on a stock trading app. Miss Lee, my condolences. I stood up. A scoundrel is not worth your sorrow. Recognizing losses in a timely manner is a wise choice. By the way, if you need this evidence to file a lawsuit against him, I can provide it. 80,000 in fraud could warrant a significant sentence. Li Xiaoyu sat there, dazed, still engulfed in shock. I chose not to disturb her further and quietly exited the cafe. As I stepped outside, I received a call from Zhang Weiming. Jiqiang, did Xiaoyu contact you? She did. What did she say? Is she willing to plead for me? I halted my steps, casting a glance at Li Xiaoyu, still weeping within the cafe. Zhang Weiming, what do you think a woman's reaction would be upon discovering her boyfriend's infidelity? The line fell silent. You told her? I merely revealed the truth to a girl who had been kept in the dark. Fang Jiqiang, how could you do this? His voice turned frantic. You have ruined me. You have destroyed us. You did that to yourselves. I replied coolly. I merely let the truth come to light. You madman. You pervert. Zhang Weiming, calling me names is futile. I gazed at the stars scattered across the night sky. What you should be contemplating now is how to explain that 80,000 to Li Xiaoyu. What 80,000? You don't know? You charged 80,000 on her credit card. She is furious and is preparing to report you. A crash echoed through the phone, followed by Zhang Weiming's desperate howls. I hung up, feeling quite elated. This is the price of betrayal. Zhang Weiming not only lost his job but also his girlfriend. He may even face charges of fraud. And all of this is a consequence of his own actions. Upon returning to my hotel, I indulged in a hot shower and comfortably reclined on my bed. Starting tomorrow, I shall be a wholly free man, free from a betraying wife and deceitful friends. Though solitude awaits, it is also untainted. I can embark on a new chapter in my life, unshackled by the expectations of others. This feeling is truly splendid. Chapter 8. A month later, my life had firmly returned to its course. The shadow of divorce had dissipated, and I began to reevaluate my existence. Su Qingwen vacated our home, reportedly renting a small apartment with Zhang Weiming. Zhang Weiming was officially dismissed from his company and faced obstacles in finding new employment. Ultimately, Li Xiaoyu did not file a police report, but their relationship was irrevocably severed. Occasionally, I would think of them, but I felt no emotional upheaval. They were akin to distant strangers in my memory. One day, as I was attending to work in my office, the receptionist called. Manager Fang, a Miss Su is here to see you. Mi Su? Aside from Su Qingwen, I do not recognize anyone else with the surname Su. Let her come up. 10 minutes later, Su Qingwen appeared at my office door. She appeared markedly haggard, with dark circles under her eyes, and her attire lacked the refinement it once possessed. Jiqiang, may I come in? I nodded, and she entered, taking a seat. Is there something you wish to discuss? I did not lift my gaze, remaining fixated on the computer screen. Jiqiang, I wish to talk to you. There is little to discuss between us. I know you are still angry with me, but, Su Qingwen, I am not angry. I raised my eyes to meet hers. Anger is an emotion reserved for those we care about. I do not waste such sentiments on strangers. Her face drained of color. Jiqiang, we were once husband and wife. Must you truly be so heartless? Heartless? I chuckled. Su Qingwen, where was your sentiment when you were unfaithful? What of your feelings when you plotted to conceal your assets? Now that you require assistance, you suddenly remember affection? She bit her lip, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. I know I was wrong. I truly understand my mistakes. And what of it? Can acknowledging your faults erase what has transpired? I redirected my attention to the screen. If you have nothing further, please take your leave. I am working. Jiqiang, I have broken up with Weiming, she suddenly declared. My hand paused momentarily, but I did not raise my gaze. What does that have to do with me? I realized he never loved me. He merely toyed with my emotions. Her voice began to choke. He even deceived his girlfriend. A complete fraud. I was truly blind to have fallen for such a person. And so, I finally lifted my head. What is it you wish to convey? Jichang, can we start again? She gazed into my eyes earnestly. I will change. I will be a good wife. Shall we remarry? The office fell into a profound silence, thick enough to hear a pin drop. I looked at this woman I once loved deeply, yet felt not a single ripple of emotion within me. Did she truly believe that recognizing Zhang Weiming's true nature would grant her a place back in my life? Did she think that uttering a few words of apology could mend our fractured bond? How naive. Su Qingwen, listen closely, I said, my voice steady. What we had is over, irrevocably over. No matter Zhang Weiming's character, it does not alter this reality. You chose betrayal. Thus, you must face the consequences. The consequence is the permanent loss of me. Tears began to cascade down her cheeks. Jichang, I beg you, grant me another chance, please. I truly comprehend my errors. Without you, I am nothing. Then why did you not realize this sooner? I scoffed. Did you not consider that, without me, you would amount to nothing while you were unfaithful? Did you ponder it when planning to divide our assets? Now that regret has settled in, it is too late. I stood and walked to the window. Su Qingwen, do you understand what trust is? Trust is akin to glass. Once shattered, it remains broken. Even if pieced together, it is marred by cracks. I will never trust you again, nor can I ever love you again. So please, relinquish your hopes and depart. She wept profusely behind me, but I did not turn around. I understood her tears, her despair, yet they no longer moved me. Once a heart has died, it does not revive. Jichang, I can wait for you, she said, wiping her tears. I will wait for your forgiveness, for your acceptance of me. No matter how long it takes, I am willing to wait. Do not waste your time. I turned to face her. Su Qingwen, I must share a truth with you. I am doing remarkably well now, 1,000 times better than when I was with you. I do not need you, nor do I desire you. Your best choice is to rebuild your own life, to find someone truly suited for you. She stared at me, as if seeing me for the first time. You have truly changed. Indeed, I have changed, I admitted. I have become more rational, more aware, and better at safeguarding myself. Thank you for facilitating my growth. With that, I returned to my desk. Now please leave. Su Qingwen lingered for a moment before ultimately turning to depart. Watching her retreating figure, I felt no regret. This woman had completely vanished from my life. In the afternoon, I received a call from an unfamiliar number. Is this Mr. Fang Jichang? I am from a headhunting firm and would like to discuss a job opportunity with you. A headhunter? I was doing well at my current company. Why would a headhunter be reaching out to me? What opportunity? It is a position for a technical director at a startup, with an annual salary 3 times what you currently earn. If you are interested, we can arrange a meeting to discuss further. 3 times the salary? That sounded enticing. Very well, let us schedule a time to meet. 2 days later, I met with the CEO of the startup. She was a woman in her 30s, composed, intelligent, and exuding charm. Mr. Fang, I have reviewed your resume. It is quite impressive. Her English was fluent. Our company is in need of technical talents like you. Thank you for the compliment. We conversed extensively, ranging from technical topics to the company's future prospects. I discovered that this woman was not only successful in her career but also possessed considerable insight. Engaging with her was a pleasure. Mr. Fang, what are your thoughts? I need some time to consider. Of course, this is an important decision in your life. She handed me her business card. My name is Linya. I look forward to your response. On my way home, I pondered Linya's words. A new job signifies a new beginning, a new challenge. Perhaps it was time to bid farewell to the past entirely. That evening, I sent Linya a message. I accept the position. She promptly replied, "Welcome to our team." A month later, I officially joined the new company. A fresh environment, new colleagues, and a new beginning filled me with unprecedented excitement and anticipation. At the welcome meeting, Linya introduced me to the team members. This is our new technical director, Mr. Fang Jichang. Let us give him a warm welcome. As I gazed at the youthful faces in the audience, I was suddenly engulfed by a sense of rebirth. My life had just begun. Chapter 9. The new job proved to be more challenging than I had anticipated. Linya's company focused on artificial intelligence technology and was developing a revolutionary product. I was in charge of the technical team, engaging daily with cutting-edge technology. This sense of fulfillment was an experience I had never encountered in my previous company. Jichang, this algorithm has been optimized quite well, Linya remarked from behind me, observing my code. The faint scent of her perfume was delightful, neither overwhelming nor faint, but perfectly balanced. Thank you, I believe there is still room for further optimization. You are too modest, she smiled. Are you free this evening? I would like to take you out for dinner to celebrate your 1-month anniversary with us. I lifted my gaze to her. Linya was dressed in a white shirt and a black pencil skirt, her hair elegantly styled in an updo. Professional, intelligent, and beautiful. A stark contrast to Su Qingwen's type. Sure, I nodded. In the evening, we dined at an upscale French restaurant. Linya was evidently a regular here, as the waitstaff recognized her. Jiqiang, do you enjoy French cuisine? She inquired. It's quite agreeable, though I am more accustomed to Chinese food. Then let's opt for Chinese next time. She responded with a warm smile. We engaged in extensive conversation, traversing topics from work to life, ideals to the future. I discovered that Linya was not only successful in her career, but also possessed a profound appreciation for life's finer aspects. She painted, played the piano, and had a discerning palate for wine. Jiqiang, are you married? She suddenly asked. I am divorced, I replied candidly. Oh, I apologize for prying, she said. It's all right. It's not a secret. I took a sip of red wine. In fact, I find my current life to be better. Why's that? She probed. Because I can focus on what I wish to pursue without being encumbered by excessive considerations. Linya nodded in understanding. I can relate. I feel the same way. Have you been divorced as well? I have never been married, she chuckled. I have always concentrated on my career, believing I hadn't yet encountered the right person. What constitutes the right person? Intelligent, ambitious, responsible, she gazed into my eyes, and someone with whom I can communicate effortlessly. At that moment, I felt my heart race, a sensation I had not experienced in a long time. After our meal, Linya suggested we visit a nearby bar for a drink. I seldom frequent bars, I admitted, but a little relaxation now and then is splendid. The music in the bar was not overly loud, and the dim lighting created an inviting atmosphere. We settled into a quiet corner. Jiqiang, what do you think of our company? It's excellent, vibrant, and promising, I replied. And what do you think of me as a boss? She asked playfully. You are admirable, charismatic, and capable. Is charisma all I possess? Her cheeks flushed slightly, perhaps from the wine or perhaps for other reasons. You are indeed very charismatic, I corrected myself. She laughed, her joy illuminating the space. In that moment, I suddenly realized I was enamored by her. This intelligent, beautiful, and accomplished woman was making her way into my heart. Jiqiang, I have a proposal. What proposal? Let us date. Her words left me momentarily speechless. Are you certain? I never engage in uncertain matters. Her gaze was resolute. Though we have not known each other for long, I feel you are the person I have been searching for. She interrupted my thoughts. Intelligent, ambitious, responsible, and easy to converse with, you meet all my criteria. I looked at her, my emotions a tumultuous blend. After enduring Su Qingwen's betrayal, I had thought I would never believe in love again. Yet Linya reignited my hope. All right, I nodded. Let us give it a try. From that day forth, Linya and I embarked upon a formal romantic relationship. Unlike Su Qingwen, Linya was a wholly independent woman. She had her own career, her own life, and her own opinions. She did not require my financial support, nor did she need constant reassurance or companionship. We resembled two autonomous individuals who came together through mutual admiration. This egalitarian relationship offered me an unprecedented sense of comfort. 3 months later, Linya's company secured a substantial round of funding. Their product officially launched, and user feedback was exceedingly positive. Jiqiang, we have succeeded, Linya exclaimed, embracing me excitedly. This is our shared triumph. That evening, the company hosted a celebratory party, and as the technical director, I was called upon to speak. Looking out at the sea of youthful faces, I felt an unparalleled sense of accomplishment. This was the life I had always desired, fulfilling, meaningful, and promising. After the party, Linya took my hand and said, Jiqiang, why not move in with me? I gazed at her, warmth flooding my heart. All right, we exchanged smiles, and in each other's eyes, we saw the reflection of love. In that moment, I truly felt alive again. The wounds inflicted by Su Qingwen had completely healed. Zhang Weiming's betrayal had become a mere relic of the past. I had a new life, a new love, and a new future, all of which surpassed anything I had previously known. On the day of the move, I returned for the last time to the apartment where Su Qingwen and I had once resided. As I surveyed the familiar furnishings, I felt no pang of nostalgia. This was merely a house, never truly a home. A genuine home is the place where one is together with their beloved. While packing, I stumbled upon a photograph of Su Qingwen, one taken on our wedding day when she smiled sweetly. Staring at the image, I recalled many memories. Our initial encounters, my hopes, and my efforts. Yet all of that belonged to a bygone era. I tore the photograph in half and discarded it in the trash. Let the past remain in the past. After packing the final items, I hefted my suitcase and stepped outside. By chance, I encountered our neighbor, Old Wang, downstairs. Xiao Feng, are you moving? Yes, Uncle Wang, changing locations. Are you two having a disagreement? Old Wang was unaware of our divorce. We divorced, each starting anew. Oh, you divorced? Old Wang looked astonished. I thought you two were quite well together. What happened? Incompatible personalities. I replied without elaboration. Sigh. Today us young people divorce at the drop of a hat. Old Wang shook his head. Xiao Feng, take care of yourself. Don't lose hope. I'm doing well. Uncle Wang, much better than before, I said sincerely. As I departed the community, I cast a final glance at the building. 3 years of married life had reached its conclusion. No regret, no lingering attachment, only liberation. As the car drove towards Lin Ye's villa, my spirits lifted with each passing moment. A new life awaited me. Lin Ye had been waiting for me at the door. Upon seeing my car, she joyfully rushed over. Jiqiang, welcome home. Her smile radiated brighter than the sun. I'm back. I embraced her, inhaling deeply. Here was her scent, warm and secure. This was the true essence of home. That evening, we sipped red wine on the balcony, gazing at the nightscape. The city lights twinkled beneath us. The distant mountains were cloaked in twilight, and the starry sky sparkled. Jiqiang, do you regret anything? Linya leaned against my shoulder and asked. Regret what? Regretting your divorce from your ex-wife. I shook my head. I have never regretted it. If it weren't for that experience, I would not have met you. So, I am grateful to fate for leading me through those trials, ultimately bringing me to the right person. Linya lifted her gaze to meet mine. I am grateful to fate as well. She pressed a soft kiss on my cheek. In that instant, I completely bid farewell to the past and embraced the future. Chapter 10. A year later, my relationship with Lin Ye had grown increasingly stable. The company's business was flourishing, and our product had become an industry benchmark. I had not only gained recognition for my technical skills but had also demonstrated a talent for management. Lin Ye often remarked that meeting me was her greatest fortune. One weekend, we decided to explore the city center. While in the shopping mall, I unexpectedly encountered Su Qingwen. She appeared significantly haggard, clad in ordinary attire, clutching a bag from the supermarket. She seemed like a different person compared to her former exquisite self. Jiqiang? Upon noticing me, a flicker of complex emotions flickered in her eyes. Hello. I nodded, my tone remarkably neutral. How are you? Her voice quivered slightly. Very well, and you? I'm managing. Her gaze faltered. At that moment, Linya emerged from the fitting room, linking her arm with mine. Jiqiang, how does this look? She wore a white dress, exuding elegance akin to an angel. Beautiful, I replied sincerely. Linya noticed Su Qingwen, casting a curious glance at me. And this is my ex-wife, I introduced briefly. Su Qingwen, this is my girlfriend Linya.
Su Qingwen regardet Linya. Jalousie unmistakable in Harries.
Linya was younger, more beautiful, and possessed a grace that Su Qingwen lacked. More importantly, Linya radiated the confident aura of a successful woman, qualities entirely absent in Su Qingwen. Hello. Linya greeted politely with a nod.
Hello. Su Qingwen replied reluctantly.
Jiqiang, where are you working now? At a startup, serving as the technical director. Oh, that's quite good. Her voice dwindled. I sensed her desire to inquire further, but she hesitated in front of Linya. We have other matters to attend to, so we'll take our leave now. I wish to avoid prolonging this awkward exchange. Wait, Su Qingwen called after me. Jiqiang, I would like to speak with you for a moment if that's all right. I glanced at Linya, who nodded in understanding. I'll go check out those bags over there. You two chat. After Linya walked away, Su Qingwen hurriedly approached me. Jiqiang, you seem to be doing well. Yes. Your girlfriend is beautiful and exceptional. Indeed. How long have you been together? A little over a year. Su Qingwen bit her lip, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Jiqiang, I'm not doing well at all. That's unfortunate. My tone remained calm. Wei Ming. He has completely disappeared, leaving me alone without a trace. I'm currently living in a rented room in a village within the city, working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. As she spoke, tears streamed down her cheeks. I regret it so much, truly. If I hadn't betrayed you back then, would it be different now? I regarded her, feeling no stirring within. This was the path she chose. She must bear the consequences. Su Qingwen, everyone must take responsibility for their choices. You chose betrayal, so you must endure its repercussions. This is not my concern, nor do I owe you sympathy. Jiqiang, I know I have no right to ask anything of you, but could you lend me some money? I will repay you, I promise. I shook my head.
Impossible.
Why? We were married. Precisely because we were married, I cannot lend you anything. I interrupted her. Su Qingwen, it is entirely over between us, completely finished. I wish to have no ties with you, including financial ones. You need to find a way to resolve your own issues. She looked at me in despair, her eyes filled with anguish. Jiqiang, do you truly not harbor any lingering feelings? I have nostalgia, but not for toxic relationships. I replied coldly. You betrayed our love, so do not expect me to cling to any fond memories. Find a legitimate job and live well. That is the best advice I can offer you. With that, I turned and walked towards Linya. Did you finish your conversation? Linya asked gently. Yes, let us go. We departed the mall hand in hand, leaving Su Qingwen standing alone. Through the reflection in the mirror, I saw her gazing at our retreating figures, but I did not look back. On the way home, Linya inquired, did she ask to borrow money? How did you know? A woman's intuition. Linya smiled, and you could tell from her attire and expression that she was not faring well. You refused her? Of course. If you wish to help her, I have no objections. Linya said generously. After all, you were married. I halted the car and regarded her earnestly. Linya, you must remember one thing. My past is entirely over. My present and future belong to you. I will not betray you for anyone, including so-called past affections. For I know the pain of betrayal all too well. Linya was moved by my words and leaned in to kiss me. I love you, Jiqiang. I love you too. 2 months later, I received a phone call. It was Manager Wang, my former superior. Jiqiang, how have you been? Quite well, Manager Wang. And you? I'm doing fine. By the way, there is something I wish to discuss. Please go ahead. It's about Zhang Weiming. I frowned. What happened to him? He has passed away. I was taken aback. When did this happen? Last week. He was found in his rented room, dead for several days. What was the cause? Suicide. He drank pesticide. He left behind a note, expressing that life had become too burdensome, and he no longer wished to endure. I remained silent for a long time. Although I resented Zhang Weiming's betrayal, hearing of his death stirred complex feelings within me. What about his family? His parents have come to handle the arrangements. Oh, and he mentioned you in his note. What did he say about me? He apologized to you, saying he should not have betrayed your friendship. He also expressed a wish to be your brother again in the next life. I shut my eyes and let out a deep sigh. Jiqiang, do you want to attend his funeral? No. I shook my head. The dead are gone, and the living must carry on. I do not wish to be entangled with the past any further. After hanging up, I shared this news with Linya. Are you saddened? She asked with concern. A little, but more so a sense of liberation. That chapter of my life is conclusively closed. From now on, I will only look forward.
Linya embraced me, offering warmth.
Half a year later, Linya and I held our engagement ceremony. The wedding was grand, attended by numerous friends and colleagues. Our love received the blessings of everyone. During the ceremony, I delivered a speech. I am grateful to fate for allowing me to experience the lows of life, and for bringing Linya into my world. Without the pain of the past, there would be no happiness in the present. Thus, I am thankful for all experiences, including those who have hurt me, for they have fostered my growth and taught me to cherish. The audience erupted in warm applause. Linya gazed at me, her eyes brimming with love. At that moment, I truly felt a sense of completeness in life. It took me 2 years to journey from the anguish of betrayal to rediscovering happiness. During these 2 years, I learned invaluable lessons. I learned to let go, to grow, and to protect myself. Most importantly, I learned what true love really is. True love is neither possession nor dependence, nor deceit. It is understanding, support, and mutual growth. At this moment, I possess a thriving career, a profound love, and a promising future. Those who once inflicted pain upon me now either live with lifelong regret or have faded into oblivion. Such is the cost of betrayal. This, too, marks my rebirth. I stand upon the balcony, gazing at the distant sunset. Golden rays cascade upon me, warm and exquisite. Linya embraces me from behind. What occupies your thoughts? I ponder our future. It shall be splendid. I know this. I turn to hold her close, for together we shall forge this beautiful future. As the sun descends, we stand entwined. My story has reached its conclusion, yet my life is merely beginning. A true beginning. The end of the text. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again in the next tale.